Welcome to another podcast of Queen F Speaks on Ari'ze Women Network. I am Queen F. Thank you for joining me. My last video dealt with the Kobe Bryant Memorial, and I received an alarming, overwhelming response on the last video from subscribers. I received many new subscribers. I received over 471 comments on that video, and actually the number went up to 552 comments the last time I checked. So I heard you, subscribers. I decided to do this podcast because I want to honor a few of the questions that were thrown at me. Some of the subscribers gave their own in-depth opinion of the Kobe Bryant, Vanessa Bryant Memorial that took place. Well, when I say Vanessa Bryant, I mean she spoke. Kobe's wife spoke at the memorial. There was outrage because the parents, Joe and Pamela Bryant, did not speak. There were a lot of subscribers of mine who wanted to know why they didn't speak, and that they were outraged that Vanessa did not acknowledge Kobe's parents during the memorial service. Of course, they were mentioned, from my understanding. Pam and Joe Bryant were mentioned by Shaq. Shaq was the only one that we could recall even mentioning the parents. They weren't acknowledged on the program. One of my subscribers, I guess, who attended the memorial, said that they were not in the program booklet, and I'm hoping that is not true, because I would be totally outraged. You know, I was pretty outraged, which is, you know, when I watched the memorial and I didn't see the Bryant parents or the sisters stand up and say any words about Kobe. You know, I was pretty surprised, you know, and I was pretty outraged. And it seems as though, you know, they were totally ignored. So, hey, let's talk control. Vanessa and Kobe Bryant. There is some type of control issue there. I believe that, first of all, I respect the work, the talent of Kobe Bryant. I think he was an excellent father. I think he was an excellent ball player. He played for the NBA for 20 years. He devoted a great amount of his time on that basketball field court, and that is to be honored. In his own right, he also was a documentarian. He did the Kobe Bryant documentary. He also has a couple of books out on wizardry. We're gonna kind of touch bases on that. But yeah, back to the memorial. The memorial actually erased the first 17 years of Kobe Bryant's life. The first 16 years of Kobe Bryant's life was not a part of that memorial. It seems that it was totally wiped out. And I think that's due in part because if the parents, Kobe's parents, were given the opportunity to stand up, or not that I'm not saying that someone stopped them from talking, but it just seems pretty odd to me that everybody pretty much that knew Kobe stood up and said words about him, yet his own parents, who nurtured him, who birthed him, who nurtured his talent, the mother who brought him in, nursed him, I'm sure, the father who nurtured his basketball skills on court, sitting down watching video games, as far as basketball video games, basketball videotapes with Kobe. Joe Bryant was a basketball player in his own right. His sisters, I'm sure they had a role in him developing and becoming the man that he was. Everyone rallied around Kobe Bryant and his family. But the first 16 years of that memorial service did not show that. Kobe Bryant, when he was a young man, him and his sisters went to live in Italy with their parents. Joe was a basketball player, and they spent a lot of time with their parents in Italy, which is where Kobe Bryant picked up the speaking the Italian dialect. So everyone wants to act confused and act like Kobe Bryant just became the man that he was without any influence, but yet his family influenced him. They surrounded him with nothing but the best. The Bryants were not hurting for anything. So Kobe came from a two-parent family. His sisters were part of that family. Like I said, I believe they all rallied around him and supported him, but there was no background information in that memorial service, and that was an outrage that I saw from the comments from my subscribers. So I'm addressing that. So let's talk control. I believe there is a control issue in that home that Kobe Bryant lived with Vanessa. I believe that the problem started well before the 2003 sexual assault scandal. I think it started well before that. Just to give you a little background information, Kobe Bryant, he fell in love with Vanessa, from what I understand. Like I said, I believe that Vanessa and Kobe definitely loved each other. But Kobe decided that he wanted to marry Vanessa, and it was against his parents' wishes. A lot of people, there are pros and cons. A lot of my subscribers are saying, well, they felt like that's where the problem started, and that the parents should have supported him. But I believe that as parents, we know our kids more than anyone else does, and we know our sons. That's one thing about a mom. A mom knows her sons. We can see them walking from a mile away, and we know their walk. We know their talk. We know their likes, their dislikes, their favorite foods, their quirks, their weaknesses, and their strengths. The fathers also, we know they know their kids' weaknesses and strengths. But it's something about a mother that really knows her son. And the mother and father were against Kobe Bryant marrying Vanessa. From my understanding, Vanessa was 17 years old when her and Kobe started dating. Kobe was 22. He was already an NBA star. He was well developed into his own right as a professional ball player, and the Bryants felt that this was not the best decision for Kobe. They have every right to have thought that way. Like I said, we know our sons, we know our kids. I can look at the pictures at Kobe Bryant, and I can see that he's very intelligent. He was a very intelligent man, but yes, he was gullible also. That's what I could see. He was a special, smart, intelligent, very articulate young man, but at a young age, he was very influential. So, his mother and father not wanting him to marry at that age, I believe that that's probably legitimate, but everything pretty much seemed to have worked out though with Vanessa and Kobe. They stayed together for 20 years, okay? But the controls, there seems to be a control issue in that family with Kobe and Vanessa. And no one saw it behind the doors, behind the scenes, except I read somewhere where Vanessa was allowed to meet Kobe behind after the games, where the other wives, basketball wives, were not allowed to go to a certain area. She was. There is some issues that I'm concerned about. So those issues, of course, is that the age of Vanessa and the age of Kobe when they married. Okay, word is that Vanessa, had gotten pregnant and miscarried. Okay, we know that happened. But we also are finding out that the control began when Kobe and Vanessa met. Because if they had intercourse, if they had relations before marriage, and Vanessa was 17 or 17 and a half, as she quote unquote said at the memorial, she was 17 and a half years old. If she had gotten pregnant, then that would be considered statutory rape. and Kobe was 22 years old. So yeah, the heat was on. So I believe that there was some talks with Vanessa's parent, her mother, her sister, and they all rallied around Vanessa, and they let Kobe know that, hey, if you don't marry her, that this is what's going to happen. I believe, now this is my personal belief, I believe that he was a little forced into marrying her. He loved her true enough, but as far as marrying her right away, I believe that that was a decision, that it was an ultimatum. Either you marry her or you're going to jail. Okay, because Vanessa was underage, I believe. I don't believe they had relations after they married. You know, I really don't believe that. So, yeah, I believe the control began there. He, like I said, Kobe was probably given an ultimatum: marry Vanessa or go to jail. And you know, relationships and control is a monopoly game. It's all a monopoly game, and guess who won? Vanessa won. Vanessa's family won. You know, Dick Gregory used to always say it's a game. Politics is a game. Celebrities, they play games. As far as some say that they're married to an individual, but they're creeping out and they're living an entirely different life. So it's all a game. But Kobe was controlled from the beginning. That's my take. Money is the root of all kinds of evil. Well, shall I say the love of money? Okay, now with Vanessa, she had that control in that house. From my understanding, they already had 3 babies, and Vanessa is, they said that she told Kobe, well, we're going to try again or whatever, because you're going to push out a boy. She wanted a boy. She really wanted a boy, and it's so sad that you can't be satisfied with your life. She had it all. I mean, Kobe was a very good father. When he retired, he became a girl dad. He took the girls and picked them up from school or whatever, and all of their functions. And like she said at the memorial, he was late one time, and they got on him about that. So there's that control. So from my understanding, after that, Kobe Bryant was never late for picking up his daughters. If that's not control, I don't know what is. Okay. When those the fans started leaving candles and teddy bears and things at the memorial site at the Staples Centers in LA, it is said that someone from Vanessa's family or Vanessa called and had all of those items picked up and brought to their house. And I believe that, well, she said, they said, well, do you want the flowers? She said, oh, well, you can keep the flowers because the flowers will wilt. So that's pretty, you know, that's pretty strange, though, that you would want all those nice keepsakes that the fans left for Kobe. I mean, what's with that? Why is there a control situation with that? Those candles and teddy bears, what would be the problem to leave those items at that memorial site? That was just so ironic. But of course, control is the problem. Control is the problem. Okay. Vanessa made Kobe promise that they would never fly together. Spooky, spooky, spooky. I tell you, if I was a millionaire and my husband said that we would never fly on an airplane together, my antennas would go up. Okay, because, okay, so in other words, you're going to be left with all the funds and all the money and all that was mine. You get half of it if we didn't sign a prenup, which is Kobe and Vanessa did not sign a prenup. So Vanessa gets everything anyway. But for her to promise that they never fly together, that's pretty ironic. Because, you know, okay, Kobe's gone now. So everything goes to Vanessa. And it's just eerie when I keep thinking and hearing that Vanessa made Kobe promise her that they would never fly together. Why not? They were co-parenting. I mean, baby, if we going down, we all going down. That's as far as I'm concerned. I don't get that. That's pretty spooky. You know, I'm surprised that Kobe lasted as long as he did. because there was so much control. There was control on that basketball field with the owners, I think, with people wanting Kobe to continue to stay, continue to play. I believe that there was a lot of ill feelings about him retiring, but that man was tired. I could look at the videos, the interviews that he's done, and he was tired in his eyes. He was definitely tired. I think he was probably tired of more than just playing basketball. He was tired of the fighting. He was tired of trying to live up to expectations that he could never live up to. Because that's what control is. Control is a form of witchcraft. Let me say that again. Control is a form of witchcraft. Kobe didn't stand a chance. You know, because when you try to make a person happy and no matter what you give them, it's not enough, and they still try to control your life and the situations surrounding your life and theirs, that is demonic. That is a sense of witchcraft. You know, when a person, like I say, tries to live up to an expectation, they can never reach it, and you still continuously try to control that person, it's a form of witchcraft. It's really, it's wrong. It's not right. You know, one of my subscribers had said, hey, I believe that there was root put on Kobe Bryant. And I don't believe in all of that. But I remember years ago when I was a little kid, I was a little girl, I would hear about the older people would be talking about how such and such down south, they got that man. She did this and she did that to him. She made him eat this and she gave him that. And I just don't, personally, I don't believe in it. But it has been known to be said that people are able to cast spells on other people. And I don't know if that's what happened. But you know what? Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Because as I look at all his videos and all his interviews, that young man did the best that he could at being a good person, at being, he was human. Sure, he made an error in 2003 with the alleged sexual assault, but he overcame that. Like he said, with the Mamba mentality, he overcame that. He split that life away, and he became a good father. And the only problem I have is that he didn't do his parents right. You know, them having to sell their memorabilia, I don't think that should have been that way. If they wanted a house that cost $500,000 or $1 million, what's the problem with that? If you're making $25 million a year, which is what Kobe Bryant was making as an NBA player between endorsements and as an NBA player with the Lakers, he was earning $25 million a year. To give your parents a house that they wanted and not what you wanted, a $200,000 house that you picked out for them, give them that $500,000 house, and maybe they wouldn't have to sell those memorabilia, because from what I understand, they were trying to sell the memorabilia to get the balance of what they needed for the house that they wanted. See, there's always a backstory to a story. So many people were quick to throw the Bryants, the Pam and Joe Bryant under the bus, talking about, oh, well, they sold their memorabilia. They sold their memorabilia. I don't know how many times I heard that in the comment section. So what? Okay, they nurtured this young man. They gave him life. Kobe Bryant never lived in a shelter. Kobe Bryant was never hungry. Kobe Bryant didn't wear hand-me-downs. Kobe Bryant wasn't abused. He was not beat up by his parents. He was not left hungry, you know, or treated bad, from my understanding. He never stated that. He was from a two-parent family, and they raised him. They took him to Italy. They nurtured him. They rallied around his skill. Him and his sisters, all of them, they all supported Kobe and the parents. So them wanting $500,000 house or $1 million house, I don't see a problem with it. And true enough, you can't just give a person everything they want. But as far as going so far as to sue, from my understanding, Kobe, well, he sued the company that was attempting to buy the memorabilia from the parents. So I think that there's a false error out there. People saying that he sued his parents. He sued the company in which was trying to buy the memorabilia from his parents. So, but go so far as to cut your family off. And the interviews that I've seen, that like when he was about to when he retired and they were hanging up his jersey, he said he had some tickets. He was doing an interview. He said, well, yeah, I have tickets for my parents. But the interviewer said, well, are you going to give them to them? He was like, I don't know. Probably not. Come on, you're going to get on national TV and tell the world that you possibly wouldn't give your parents tickets to your final game? And they're the reason why you're here. They nurtured you. They took you to basketball practice and bought you jerseys and clothes and track uniforms or whatever and gym shoes. Come on, give me a break. So, you know, the Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father, and you will lengthen your days, and I believe that. And it's unfortunate, but like I say, I don't think Kobe Bryant stood a chance, because I believe he was trying to be the best person that he could be, but the wiles of the world, the demands that people have on you as an individual, I think that pretty much swallowed him up. I can look in his face at the interviews and videos that he's done a lot of them, and it just doesn't look happy. It doesn't look satisfied. It doesn't look content. Well, the only time that I could see him looking content is when he was with his family, his girls, and his wife. So if that brought him happiness, then by all means. But yeah, I think there was a problem with him having competition with Michael Jordan. He always wanted to be known, I believe Kobe Bryant wanted to be known as the greatest. But of course, Michael Jordan and Shaq, they pretty much held that title, and I think that Kobe always strived for that. Because of that dark shadow of that 2003 sexual assault case, that was always a dark cloud looming over him. But I believe that was consent, and I believe that he was set up, and I don't think that he took advantage of the young lady. That's just my opinion. You know, I really don't like when people make up things about people, because there are some women out here who have been sexually assaulted, and it is no game. You go directly and report. You go to the police. You do the rape kit. Do everything you can. Recall the person's face, the image, the eyes, the car, where you were, the location. Those things stay in your mind and they never leave you. So it's wrong for a woman to accuse a man of sexual assault if he hasn't done it. If it was consent, let it be consent and let it go. If it wasn't consent, then report it. Don't play games with people's lives, because as we can see, this dark cloud that is looming over this young man's life is part of his legacy. But he's still going to go down as a great man. You know, I can look at his videos and I can see that this man was super intelligent. And he had some great ideas. The Black Mamba, you know, he really was going to run with that. The Mamba mentality. The Mamba Sports Academy now is the Mamacita Sports Academy now, which is renamed by Vanessa. So, yeah, so in the end, Vanessa gets it all. Yeah, I believe there was some type of control issue in their home with Kobe, and we saw it at the memorial. So one thing about videos, you can't lie. There are some people that can look at you through a video and they can see whether you are truth or whether you're lying, whether you're real, whether you're fake. They can see whether you're caught crying fake tears. There are some of us that have the third eye and we can see right through the BS. Okay? So that's okay though. In the end, nobody gets the last laugh. Okay? God gets the last laugh. But, you know, it is God's word that he wants everyone to be saved. So everybody get right with your people. If you're holding a grudge against someone in your family, please go to that person and tell them that you love them, because tomorrow's not promised. As we can see, Kobe Bryant, he retired in 2016. He only enjoyed 3 years of his money. He wasn't even able to enjoy all of his money. Kobe Bryant's net worth is $680 million, and he's not here to enjoy it. So get it, people. Get it right. Okay? Forgive your loved ones. Those little petty arguments that you've had back in the day. Go to that loved one, or to your parent, or to your son, or to your daughter, and say, I love you, and let's put it all behind us. You know, of course, we don't allow people to emotionally abuse us, or, you know, there are people we have bipolar, people have schizophrenic, different mental illnesses in their family. Pray for them and help them to get the help they need, you know, 800 numbers or whatever, but don't let anyone emotionally abuse you with their mental illness. But yeah, forgive and forget, and just move on. Just move out of their way, you know. But let's learn a lesson from Kobe Bryant. I'm sure that toward the end they said Kobe Bryant was making amends with his father. Someone that saw him with his father, and he said they looked at each other like they deeply loved each other. And we can see with Joe Bryant at the memorial holding his head down, and you never know what's going through that man's mind. And the mother. Even though the mother at the memorial, she looked a little mean and fierce or whatever, it's a sister look. That's all it is. After you've raised kids for many years and you see what the world has done to them or to you, you have that look, and it's really a defensive look. But Pamela Bryant is hurting too. She's hurting too. I'm sure she's wishing that she had made a call, or maybe she did make a call. We don't know. Maybe she did send a text. Maybe the text was avoided. You know, maybe texts were sent both ways, and they said, well, I'll get to it tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. So, yeah, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Yeah. So, anyway, the Black Mamba has went from the Black Mama to the Mamacita to the White Mamba, and now Queen Mamba. Because Vanessa calls herself Queen Mamba, but guess what? Before there's a queen, well, after there's a queen, there's a princess. So Vanessa Bryant would be the Princess Mamba. But guess who the Queen Mamba is? The Queen Mamba is Pamela. Pamela had Kobe. She's the mom. She's the Queen Mamba. Joe had Kobe. They're the King and Queen Mamba. So Mamba out. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. There are more videos coming, and I have more interesting videos. I have comedies coming. I've got, if you go to my playlist, you can find conscious videos, hair and beauty. I even have a playlist just for Kobe Bryant called Everything Kobe Bryant. All of the old videos that he's done and interviews, and you can go back and look. You can actually get receipts from those videos, things that he said out of his own mouth. So thank you for joining me on another cast of Ari'ze Woman, a Queen F on Ari'ze Woman. I am Queen F. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. You be blessed.